welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna, aka Hooked by Brianna, and as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be showing y'all how I made this hooded cardigan. I posted it a while ago on my Instagram, and I finally had enough time to show y'all how it's done. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone you think would like to make a hooded cardigan of their own. First off, the materials you will need are a 10mm crochet hook, and I'll be using 3 skeins of Yarn Bee's Dream Supreme yarn, which is a weight 5 super bulky yarn. This one comes with 144 yards, so yeah, you get a lot for $8.99 a piece. Got it from Hobby Lobby, so I got it 40% off since they do that discount every other week. But anyways, you also need some scissors and optional measuring tape. I personally don't use it, but you can if you want to. And let's go ahead and get right into the tutorial. So first we're going to make a slip knot, and we're going to be making the back panel of the cardigan. So you just want to decide how wide you want to make it. At this point you can use your measuring tape or whatever. I like mine super loose, so mine is probably going to be about a size large, but I wear a size small just for reference. So I'm going to make a chain of about 25, but again, it's whatever you want your width to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So now in the third chain from my hook, I'm going to place a double crochet. You just want to do that for this entire row. I will come back once I finish my row of double crochet stitches. Now I reached the end of the row, I'm just going to go ahead and chain up 2. So 1, 2. This will count as a double crochet stitch, so we will not place a double crochet here, but we will place it in this stitch here. And then again, we're just going to place double crochet in every stitch for the entire row. And again, I will meet y'all once I reach the end of row 2. Now I'm at the end of my row, and as you can see, we're just going to count 1, 2. This is where we first skip those first 2 chains. We're just going to place a double crochet in this chain here. Now we're going to chain up 2 and turn our work, and I will work one more row with y'all, and then I will let y'all do it on your own. We're gonna skip this first stitch because this chain 2 counts as a double crochet, and we're just going to place a double crochet in the next stitch and continue placing a double crochet in every stitch for the rest of the third row. So I reached the end of the third row, and as you can see, we have our chain 2 right here. We're just going to place our last double crochet in the top of that chain 2. You just want to repeat this until you make your back panel as long as you want your cardigan to be. So I'm going to make mine 15 rows long, but again, this is relative. Now I made it to the end of the back panel, and to tie off, you're just going to chain up 1 and then leave a string long enough for you to weave in later. So for my front panels, I just took the amount of stitches for my back panel, which was a total of 24, and then I divided that by 2, which gave me 12, and then that's how many chains I want to make for the beginning of my front panel. And after that, I will have 11 stitches once I complete it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like so. And you're just going to want to make 2 of these, just using the same techniques I taught y'all on how to make the back panel. But after this, I'm going to show y'all how I made these sleeves. And I also forgot to mention that you want to make sure you make your front panel the same amount of rows as your back panel. So now you're going to grab your front and your back panels. You want to place your front panel on top of the back, and we're just going to single crochet along this edge to attach the 2 together, and you'll want to also do the same on the other side with your other completed front panel. So let me show y'all how to do that really quickly. So you get your slip knot, and then you attach your hook to the front panel and then to the back panel. So this is 11 stitches wide, so I just want to count 11 stitches on my back panel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I want to attach my yarn here and make a single crochet. And now I'm just going to single crochet both sides together for the entire row, just like so. So now that you attach your front panel and your back panel together, you can try it on at this point just to see how long you want to make your sleeves. Because keep in mind, part of the front panel and back panel will be like on your arm and a part of the sleeve as well. So my sleeve is pretty short like on its own, but whenever it's attached to the rest of the cardigan, it'll still be baggy. So first you want to make your cuff. I'm going to make mine 15 stitches wide just because I don't want it to be too tight on my wrist. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then in the third chain from your hook, you want to place a double crochet, and you just want to continue doing that for the entire row again, and I'll show y'all what to do after that. Now we reached the end of the row and we want to place an increase on both sides of our next row. So we're just going to go ahead and chain up 2 stitches, 1, 2, and flip our work. And then we're going to place a double crochet in this first stitch. Keep in mind, earlier I said that the chain 2 does count as a double crochet, so this is the same thing as putting 2 double crochets in that first stitch. And then we want to just place 1 double crochet in every stitch for the remainder of the row. But again, in that last stitch, we want to make an increase. So you want to place 2 double crochets in that last stitch as well. So as you can see, I placed 2 double crochets in that last stitch. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next row, which is row 3. So we're just going to chain up 2, and we are going to increase again for this row. And we will also be increasing for the next row. So I will show y'all what my sleeve is looking like whenever I'm done with my 2 increase rows. Now I finished my last increase row, so I have a total of 4 rows now, 3 of them being increase rows. And now we're just going to be making normal rows for the rest of the length of your sleeve. I'm personally going to make 11 rows total, so I just have 7 more rows to go, and I will show y'all what it looks like once I am done with my sleeve. And this is what the finished sleeve will look like once you tie off. And yeah, now I'm going to show y'all how to attach the sleeve to the sweater. Now that your sleeves are finished, we're going to attach it to the rest of the cardigan. So you just want to line it up with the seam from sewing the back panel to the front panel. So my sleeve is 20 stitches wide at the top. So I'm just going to count 10 stitches, which is half of 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I just like to use this excess yarn to just hold where I want the middle of my sleeve to be. And then we're just going to attach our yarn and single crochet the sleeve onto the rest of the cardigan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down here, and we just want to make sure we count the same amount of rows on the back panel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just going to attach my sleeve from here to here with a single crochet stitch, and you want to repeat that on the other side for your other sleeve. So now that we finished attaching the sleeve to the front and back panels, we're going to fold our sweater in half, making sure the wrong side is still facing outward. So you should still see the seams after you fold it. And you just want to also line up the back and the front panels, as well as the cuff of your sleeve right here. So now we are going to single crochet from the bottom of your sweater all the way to the cuff of this sleeve. And you want to do that for the other side as well. And this is what it'll look like once you have attach everything with the single crochet stitch. Now we're going to turn our work right side out so we can do the hood. Now we're going to count 4 rows down from the front panel, and this is where we want to start our hood. So I'm just going to make a slip knot and attach my yarn again. So slip knot here. And then we're just going to go ahead and chain up 2 so we can do some double crochets until we reach the 4th row on the other front panel. So now we have our first row, and we're just going to continue doing double crochet rows until our hood measures about 5 inches long. Now that we've reached 5 inches, or 5 to 6, it's just approximate, we're going to go ahead and decrease 1 on both sides. So I'm going to show y'all how to do a decrease. So first we're going to start off with our chain 2 as usual. And then we're going to skip the first, go into the second one. We'll just complete 1 normal double crochet, and then we will go into the next one. Start the double crochet, but don't finish it. We're going to yarn over again, go into the next one, and then we'll pull through 2 of those loops, yarn over, pull through those last 3. So now we have this decrease right here. And we're going to also decrease in the 3rd to last stitch on this side as well. Now that I completed my decrease row, I'm going to do a normal row, 1 more decrease row, and then that'll be all for the hood. So I just completed my normal row, another decrease row. I did say before that was going to be all for the hood, but I am going to do 2 extra normal rows just to make sure my hood is long enough, but this is optional. Depends on how long you need your hood to be. And then I'll show y'all how to close it up. Now that I finished my last row, I'm going to fold my hood in half. Keep in mind that we did turn our work right side out, so I'm going to fold it the opposite way so this can be the inside of my hood rather than folding it this way where the seam will show on the outside. So now I'm just going to attach my hook to the other end of the hood, like so. Yarn over and pull through. And then I'm just going to make single crochets along the top to close the hood up, and I will show y'all what it looks like once I finish closing the top of the hood. So I just finished attaching it. I'm just going to go 1 more just for good measure. And then we just chain up 1 and cut the yarn like usual. And now you're basically done. You just gotta clean up your ends, and I will show y'all the finished product. So I hope you loved how your hooded cardigan turned out. Thank y'all so much for sticking around and continuing to support me, and happy crocheting. Peace.